All right, all right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, December 10th, 8 a.m. Price of Bitcoin currently at $18,120 and some change. I am super excited today because two things are happening today. Number one, Bitcoin continues to range, and I feel like we're going to get some sort of range resolution from here. Either we're going to get an indication that this thing is going to roll over to the downside, possibly later today, maybe at the latest tomorrow, or it might pop to the upside. And that's not because I can predict time or anything. It's just because the way I see this chop going on right now, if you look on the order books, if you look on the footprint data and stuff, you could see that either the sellers are getting evaporated or the buyers are, right? So that's really where price comes to a decision point and tries to figure out where have we torched enough people, one side or the other, where have we enough strength, one side or the other, and then price resolves itself. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Hopefully in the next, by the end of today's daily candle, we get that resolution. But if not, who knows? Maybe we might have to wait till the weekend time. All right. The other thing I'm excited about is Airbnb IPO. I am going to dive right into this IPO. This is one of my favorite companies that I've been looking forward to for a little while. Gives me the same kind of excitement that Facebook did back around 2012. Very rarely do I jump right into IPOs, but Airbnb, I am more than happy to buy right out of the gate. And this is one of those companies where I'm going to hang on for a long time. I really don't mind holding on to this company for years because I've used Airbnb all over the world. I know the reach that they have. I know the competitive edge that they have. I know their management is awesome. And I know the way the world is headed, this is the company that I want to have in my portfolio because people are going to want to start traveling and living more of a rent on the go digital nomad lifestyle like I do, right? I see a lot of people doing that. And I think, Airbnb is well suited for something like that. And most of all, there's really not that many competitors out there like Airbnb. Okay. So anyway, I just want to talk about that from the stock side. All right. Going back to Bitcoin, 4 hour time frame, we see continuous sell-offs right here. But here's what I like to do. Okay. In this mini area, right? Let's just say you do think that this area is the bottom. You just lay out a fib right here. Okay. Somewhere around the 618 fib. So we're currently at the 50%. If you want to buy the 618 fib or the 70% fib, that's anywhere between $18,015 and down to about 17,925. Okay. So if you want to be a buyer around that area, and you think that, okay, this move right here is probably going to get, right here, run over to the upside, maybe in 24 hours, then that's probably the area that you want to jump in, or you can even scale in right now. Now, as I stated, even in my game plan video yesterday, right? Make sure y'all watch this, by the way. I think I'll put it up on private YouTube, right? So you could watch this easily so I don't delete this recorded session. But in the game plan video, I kept it kind of simple, with this kind of stuff on the daily time frame. And then if you watch the video, there's a couple levels that I tell y'all just to watch in terms of, more upside. Like from here, the first level at least to hold is $18,400. The next one above that is, about 18.7, 18.8. And then we can start talking about, 19.2 and higher. Okay. Until we get above this one or this one, it's possible that we revisit somewhere close to this low right here. Okay. But it's not necessary that just because we visit this low that we have to break down. Okay. But it is a marker that you want to keep in mind. Now, I talked about the daily time frame right here. You know what? Let's do this. Let's first hide these two things right here. Right. I talked about how on the 12-hour perspective, you could see, this trend line. Actually, let me put this up on linear. This trend line yesterday was holding, but now as you can see overnight, yesterday the daily candle closed inside this trend line right here, and now you're seeing another 12-hour candle right here, right? Potentially closing inside or technically outside this trend line right here, right? So the next trend line that we should be looking forward to is this blue one right here. So that's back towards, this wick low that we had around, excuse me, around 17.6. It's possible that we wick lower. Now, if we wick lower, these are the levels that I'm kind of watching. Okay, this big box, right? This box right here, anywhere between 17.7, which we basically wicked, and all the way down to about like 17,200. That's really the range that you want to watch. So anywhere just slightly close to this low, but then also all the way down to 17.2. Now, if that breaks, I mean, we're kind of in some trouble. Like we're probably headed towards these lows, maybe down to about 16.9, all the way to potentially 16.5. Okay. But I'm not going to think about that yet. Like this is the first maybe buy zone block that we want to keep an eye on. All right. Now, as per the indicators that we watch, okay, here's what I'm kind of seeing. All right, let's turn this off. So on the 12-hour basis, we're continuously hammering this trend line, red ribbon support right here. And make sure you'll read the indicator analysis that Harry has put out. He was pretty spot on in finding one of these signals on December 3rd, the shepherd sell signal. All right. But today, okay, on the daily basis, here's what we're kind of seeing, okay? So if we're following the ribbons on a daily basis, right, we should be around this area, like 16.9 all the way down to 15.9. So that $1,000 range, if we just drop straight down literally today, that's the area that you want to be paying attention to. Personally, I think that the way we're kind of rolling over, it's possible that we tap this red ribbon area. Maybe not today, but maybe over the next couple of days. Because Bitcoin is not really showing us, strength of wanting to bottom. Now it's possible, like I said, this thing does something like this, chops around, and then, starts moving up and out by the middle of December. It's very possible. Okay. But, if we're just solely focusing on these indicators, well, we could have a little bit more downside. Like the shepherd sell signal right here, already showing you that there's more than likely more downside ahead. Maybe just a temporary bounce from here. Okay. But nonetheless, right, it's kind of indicating that there might be more downside left. Okay. Let me see. 4-hour basis. Let me see if we're seeing anything. On the 4-hour basis, I guess we're seeing, even this, blue aqua line being breached on the swing alert system. Right, so if that gets breached, I mean, then we're looking for the next pink line right here. This area of support on the moving average, that's right around 17,500. If that gets breached, the white line is way the heck down here around 15.9, right? So you can see, I mean, all the levels that we talk about from a technical basis, they're visible on this indicator in some way on some time frame. And this is why I like this indicator, because it basically gives me confluence of how I'm looking at the market, but from a different vantage point. Okay. Let me see here. XRP is still probably just rolling down. I mean, most of the market is really not doing that well. You might have a few, random winners here and there, but like, I really do think that there's, wide scale profit taking going on. And it's just hard for me to say that, this one canary in the coal mine is going to be the winner or do well as BTC rolls down. Sometimes it just helps to either be flat like I am, or if you want to be short, you could be short. I still have not found a reason to be short yet, but if you guys are short, kudos. Okay, good luck to you. I hope you do make some money, because these are some of the levels I talked about. If you were short, let's just say over the last 24 hours, your stop can be reduced to just above this previous high. If you're looking for take profit areas, look towards that that 17.9 level as the first one. If we break this trend line, likely headed towards 17.2 to 17.5, somewhere around this SR level, as you could see right here. If we break down even further or wick down, possible we go down all the way to like 16.8, 16.5. Okay. All right. ETH also not doing so well, right? We did tap the pivot, but once again, we're looking for a daily follow through. Okay, there's no follow through yet. All right. Now it's possible that by the end of the day, this entire daily candle gets bought up and we push higher. But for now, it looks kind of ugly. Okay. Especially if we push below this pivot, then that opens up, a whole world of hurt all the way back towards this previous low, like around 485, 500, and possibly all the way down to the S1, which is around 450. Okay. And pretty much like most altcoins are positioned this way. If you look at Wi-Fi right here, right, we hit this double top. Wi-Fi should at least be heading down towards the pivot if Bitcoin starts to keep rolling over. That's right around 21,300. What else? Link. Yeah, Link already broke the pivot. This is another reason I gave up on Link pretty early, like literally on the first day of December, I think. And I'm glad I did. I got out around 13.75, a 4% loss versus what could have been a 15% loss now. But sometimes you just got to know when to cut them. Okay. Not everything in trading, folks, is about trying to do your best to walk out with profit. Sometimes it's as simple as minimizing your losses. And when the market doesn't feel good, like if you don't feel great about being in a trade, get the F out. Get out of the trade, get into a trade that makes you understand that your technicals are matching your excitement of how the market is moving. Okay. And honestly, I just wasn't excited over here when Link kind of sold off and put in this lower high. And now you can see the consequential events and effects of this thing just continuously rolling down. Okay. Don't ever be afraid to cut a loser. All right. Let me see here. Check out Band. Man, Band looks so good, but I don't know what the heck happened. So I had long Band like right here, but then I got stopped out. And then I was like, oh, well, looks like this inverse head and shoulders is going to crap itself. So, this thing looked like it was looking decent, but now it looks like it might start breaking below this pivot. Okay. If it breaks below that pivot, I mean, I would look out to this key area right here because it looks like we found good support like multiple times and then we broke out. So that's right around like 550-ish, somewhere around that area. Let me see. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing anything in terms of dominance. Like dominance continues to grind up higher. If you're a technicals trader, you could make the argument that dominance is printing a bear flag, and if dominance rolls over, then altcoins might push up higher. I don't really know if that's going to happen. I've also never really done a whole lot of technicals on dominance like that. Like I understand compressions like this, and then breakouts, but I guess you could look at this as a bear flag. Who knows? Still need to get a actual breakdown from here though. All right. So yeah, folks, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Oh yeah. So you can see pre-market momentum ETF. I guess slightly in the positive, but nothing special. You would have expected a strong bounce back today after this heavy sell-off, but who knows? Maybe even today's a sell-off in the market. Let's look at the ES. Yeah, it looks like ES sold off overnight too. All right. Gold, and let's check out Dixie, and then we'll be done. Okay, gold rejecting the trend line once more, but printing a nice hammer right here inside day as well. So, once again, I talked about gold and Bitcoin having that inverse relationship, right? Like since August or September, gold had been going down. Bitcoin went down like this, consolidated, and then started push back up pretty much most of October and then most of November, right? And so as we start seeing gold tick back up, if it breaks out this trend line, I kind of expect, Bitcoin to head down a little bit further. Not because I believe that the inverse relationship is going to be 100% true, or is it going to be 100% inverse, but rather that if you look at the way the market values certain things in terms of rotation of money, well, Bitcoin has gone up so much, so aggressively already. Well, there's going to be logically more profit taking. Versus gold, if it's gone down so much already and it's found a nice sweet spot right here, you know, um, it's possible that gold starts to make its move, up and out. Okay. Anyway, I have a small GLD position as well. I noted this maybe a week or two ago, so make sure y'all pay attention. All right, to gold. Dixie, let's see. Nothing special over here, just basing out this 91 marker right here. Let's turn this stuff off, right? So this 91 marker, if y'all see this little eyeball, we've had this for months. This is a very, very key level. Like if Dixie can even consolidate around here, I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes back up towards this red zone of consolidation that we had for like 2 or 3 months. Okay. And then of course that would have some implications on the US equity side, and then gold and Bitcoin, which is as Dixie goes up, the other assets, might tend to pull down a little bit or at least go flat. Okay. All right. I have some nice tweets on my Twitter feed right here. The key right here, he talked about miners position index. More and more miners are potentially selling. Okay, so do be careful because this is another thing that we spoke about in our call a couple days back. I've uploaded that on our YouTube page. Make sure y'all check it out. But yeah, miners are selling. This is a miners position index. It clearly gives you an indication that there are miners moving Bitcoin to exchanges. There are more Bitcoin inflows coming onto exchanges. So this is a time to be careful, all right? Let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, so I did this tweet once more, talking about the incredibly clean structure from here. If we reject this 18,725 level, it's possible we get a roll down towards these key lows like 16,700 to 16,225. If we break that, probably headed towards 14,000, right? I've made that clear multiple times why I believe we could head to 14,000. It's very simple, okay? Very simple. From a weekly basis, we go from level to level. If we reject 19,287, which is the weekly level that comes from 2017 right here, if we reject that, we go towards 16,225, which is the other strong weekly level from right here in 2018. If we break that, then we go to the next weekly level, which is 13.9. Okay, but it's also possible that we go back to 16,225 and then we bounce back up, and maybe this time we break through. Okay, so no guarantees like we have to go down or we have to go up, but if you're playing level to level, you should be watching the ping ponging of, from here to here, maybe back to here, or from here we break down and then maybe we go back, things like that. Okay, technicals sometimes are really that simple. All right, folks. Yeah, and then the other tweet was this thing right here, the multiple trend line touches. Okay, I'm going to show you all that real quick on this chart right here. Turn this off. Okay, so here's that chart on a 12-hour basis. Okay, and this is linear, by the way. Okay, and we focus on linear because I often keep an eye on the log chart. So you'll see how different log looks. Remember, it's just the mathematical calculations of how the chart percentages, the values are laid out right here. That's why the trend line itself changes. Okay, so log has its own way of calculating equal percentages of price movement on the right side. Linear is more so just equidistant, right? $1,000 up, $1,000 up, $1,000 up, all the way up. Okay, so that's why you see the trend lines being different, because it's a different percentage weighting in terms of the scale. Anyway, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches now. All right, 4 touches right off the bat should tell you that, okay, maybe this trend is slightly getting weaker, but it ain't broken yet. Possible that from here we break up and out. Something I'm looking forward to, but we'll see. Anyway, folks, it's market open now, so time for me to get going and buy some Airbnb. All right, y'all take care. Keep you updated through the day. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. All right, and subscribe to our community. You can find us on our website, thealphatrades.com, right here. What the heck is going on with our website? Okay, there we go. A little slow today. Products page, and that's our video right there that you just saw, right? Make sure you check it out on our YouTube. You could buy the subscription for $97 per month, or you could buy the technical analysis course for $20, where you get 7 days free access to all the locked channels with the purchase of that course. All right, anyway, I hope y'all join. That's it. Take care, and I'll catch up with you through the day for Advantage members. Cheers.